Welcome everybody to the first podsode, or however you want to say it, of the Burbank Misfits podcast. This is called the Misfit Effect. As always, I'm Rawstarr, and I'm joined, of course, with my greatest co-host ever, CW.
Hi.
So to give you, and we also have a special guest. The amazing, talented, beautiful, amazing, magnificent Miss Cali Confidential over here.
Hi.
So, since this is our first episode, we're going to first tell you a little bit about what the Burbank Misfits is, or who the Burbank Misfits.
Who the Burbank Misfits are.
Yeah. Sorry. My ignorance came out for a second.
What?
And then,
Please.
And then we're going to introduce and have the beautiful Cali introduce herself and give you a rundown of everything about herself, and go from there. So, some of you may have seen us on YouTube before, or various other things, and you are familiar with who we are. But me and CW, we started out as the DJ Eclipse, Duck Eclipse Radio Show, and we got kicked off the radio. We got kicked off the radio, and
it was jokes.
It was very mindless, innocent jokes, but
George said people from the South are stupid.
I did not say.
Well, he didn't say people from the South. He said people in Southern Indiana particularly aren't as smart as people from Northern Indiana.
No,
and then I was late. And I said that I was late like a hose, period. And that was it. We got kicked off.
We just because you're seeing it like you're making it sound worse than what I actually said. What I check this out. So if you're on there watching and you're from the South, I'm gonna explain this to you. So what happened was, me and him are on the show and we're reading this article that Men's Health magazine, and they went on record in the magazine and said that our home city, Fort Wayne, Indiana, where we grew up, where we graduated high school from, is the dumbest city in the USA. And I'm like...
Also one of the cheapest places to live. So...
And I'm like, wait a minute. I said there are places that are south of Indiana that aren't as intelligent as people from Fort Wayne. That's what I said. And someone from Kentucky got offended. They said, well, what you said was offending me, and I'm going to report you.
I'm offended.
I'm offended. So I'm going to call y'all in. And so this hick called up and reported us. And we got kicked off the radio.
No warning that time. No warning that time.
Well, no, we stopped for a few weeks.
Oh, we did.
And then we came back, and the thing is, I always just schedule our radio time during comfortable hours, but sometimes this is when we're still in college, getting our education on. And Chris, he was coming from class, so he was always sometimes late because he had to walk. And he came in late when I was giving my introduction, and I said, "Here comes Chris, always late." And he came in and said,
"Late like a hose, period."
And someone got mad. They said we shouldn't be saying that.
Oh yeah, they brought me in the room and was like, "Your thing will be revoked and all this stuff." And I was like, "Oh, joke's on you. I'm not even an official DJ. I don't do any of this stuff." And they're like, "Okay, you just gotta get off the show." I was like,
and that's when we quit the show. But we also came back with the YouTube, and one of our videos actually ended up on the Huffington Post. And we were talking about Montana Fishburne. Are you familiar with her story?
It's Lawrence Fishburne's
Lawrence
daughter.
Fishburne's daughter. She ended up doing porn. She did porn.
And Lawrence Fishburne is my favorite actor. So I thought...
Some kind of way? Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I was like...
Did you think you were going to
This
marry
is not
her?
going to work. No, I didn't even know she had kids, really. I was just like...
Why?
I was just, why? Like, why? You're not even doing, you're not even... what are you doing? Like, you wilding out here in the streets. I mean, and then I read up on it, and it was like, yeah, he had cut her off because she's really been wilding out here in these streets.
Yeah, she's been wilding. She was wilding.
Yeah, so. Yeah, ended up on Off Post. And then we did a bunch of videos on YouTube. What else have you been up to, George? Excuse me. Rawstarr?
See, and this is the reason that I want to knock them upside the head sometimes.
Sorry.
Because, like, I don't like, the thing is like, I'm not going to lie. If you look up Rawstarr in general, it shows my entire name and the background for what I do outside of everything else. Like some of you might not know, CW, he is excellent fitness trainer who's currently killing Cali.
Currently, every day, 5 days out of the week, but it'll pay off, so I'm grateful.
but he does that, and he's also an actor, comedian. He's a really good comedian too. I just don't think he knows how funny he actually is because he's hilarious. And he even did a comedic act for a politician who was running for office. So she lost.
I mean, yeah, it looked like she was gonna lose.
As long as it wasn't Trump.
No, it was a Democrat.
Okay.
But she was running for
What's the city council?
City council
Where, out here?
out here in California.
Okay, I think I know what
like
you're
Sun
talking about.
Valley. Well, like
It was a black woman? Or?
No.
Latina.
Okay.
And so, I mean, he's hilarious, and
We live in the valley.
we live in a valley. And then, like I still do websites, graphics. I'm the CMO of a company that I can't talk about on the radio. So
Me too.
Are we done with this stroking the ego?
yeah, like gotta stroke the ego. But no, we got.
Like, I'm the greatest. Who's the Misfits? I'm the Misfits. I'm the greatest.
You know, we gotta introduce because like we might have some new people who don't know who the heck we are. But I do have in our introduction stuff. It does give a little description of who and what we are.
Okay, that's great.
So let's.
Tell us about yourself.
Let's talk about Cali.
Cali
Confidential.
Yeah, since
So-
you're here on our first podcast.
So to introduce this lady, I know CW met her via the introduction of this amazing thing he's doing with transformation because he's transforming her body from excellent to even more excellent. And so,
Hey, good answers.
and I met her when she was auditioning for a fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a little conversation there, and when the actual fashion show came up, she was one of the magnificent people who was actually cast for it, and she did a fantastic job on her, I want to say runway, it was walkway.
My runway walk. Thank
runway
you.
walk. And I actually got some pictures that you probably never seen that someone just sent me that I have to see you.
Oh, is that what came on the other day, or was that for the casting page?
Yes.
I didn't.
You were like I can't say why you came over there, but yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of pictures that I haven't seen from those events yet, actually.
Well, with Urban X, I have the ones that Chris King shot.
Okay.
He sent me all the pictures that he shot that day. Well, those 2 days.
I
So
think he shot the cage fight as well. So yeah.
I have to ask him. I got his card at home. I can send you his information, but
I have it.
yeah. So just email him and he'll send it to you. But please tell our faithful, loyal, current, new viewers who you are, what you stand for, what is Cali, and how is Cali.
My name is Cali Confidential. I am a brand and a porn star or adult model, alternative model. I do a number of different things. Right now, I am currently a performer in the industry, but I only shoot girl. I am working on a few things. Right now, I'm in a contest participating for Ink Magazine to win the cover and also $25,000. And then I have some other stuff going on as far as like the industry and what I have coming up. My myself personally, I would like to eventually start a model house or an agency or a production company, preferably all three. So those are some of my goals that I'm working on right now. But my main goal is getting my body and fitness and endurance back to where it needs to be. So that's where this young man comes in, who's a trainer, CW.
That's me.
And I've just been working with him for this week, working on getting my core straight. Last Thursday, I did a cage fight at Damon Games, and I put up a great fight. I actually had a lot more technique than what I expected. However, my endurance wasn't what I wanted it to be or where it should have been. So, by the third round, and these are only 3-minute rounds, but by the third round, I was tired as shit. So, here I am, working on my body and working on my fitness. So, yeah. Yeah, any questions?
So, I wanted to ask you, did you win or lose that? I couldn't make it out, but I started to. And you're doing boxing now, so here. So that could have helped out, like it was a few weeks earlier.
Yeah.
You didn't know about this.
I would have known to keep my hands up. But see, I have boxer friends or people that I know who are professional boxers. And so I asked them for advice. And I was like, do you have any advice? What do you suggest? And they were like, make sure you keep your hands up and move around. Like, don't, get stuck. And so that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to get me up against the cage, which at the end when I was really tired, that worked to her benefit. But the first couple of rounds when she was trying to take me down, it wasn't really helping her because I was a little stronger than what she expected. And I think she thought that I was just a pretty face, but I actually put up a fight. No, I did not win, but next time I will.
That's right.
That's the way you always got to see it. Because I've not seen you actually box in this facility, but I've heard about your upper body strength is really strong, and that you're. Yeah.
Wait, who said that?
Who the hell said that?
I didn't say that.
They lied to you.
I'll tell you the truth.
It was all legs.
No, this is what he said.
Who, Danny?
Yeah.
Oh, my punches.
Oh, her punches. She's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
Did I not say it right, or did I?
No.
Well, that's what I meant.
It's okay. Well, we got that out of the way.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Don't
be sorry. Be careful. No. Okay. So the thing is, now don't give me. Who's calling me? I can't right now. So the thing is, I don't have a lot of upper body strength. I am strong, but most of my strength comes from my legs.
And that's where powerful punches come.
And that's where the powerful punches come. They come from, now, as you saw me earlier, hanging. I could barely hang. And that's why my focus is to get my upper body strength stronger so that when I am delivering those punches, I'm not tired. Because I am using so much power. You know what I mean? So... and then another thing happened was they told me I was going to be boxing with this little angelic princess who's so sweet, and then get there and they're like, oh no, you're not fighting her, you're fighting her, and it's some chick with freaking twisty dreadlocks, extensions, and had just had a baby. And she had her boyfriend there pumping her up. Like during the breaks, her boyfriend or baby daddy, whatever husband, came in the cage and he's like, we need baby milk, we need diapers, we gotta pay rent, we need this money. Like, I don't know if that's what he was saying exactly. God forgive me, for my criticism, but I'm just gonna assume she needed that money more than I did.
He was her little hype.
You better take a bus back. You lose, you gotta take a bus back. I can't afford the gas with you in the car. You gotta win.
Oh my God.
You gotta win.
You gotta exercise that thumb.
Hey.
You lose this fight, you're gonna be running home. Yeah, so she had her team and her motivation, whatever it was, and towards the end, I was so tired that I couldn't put up I could have, but I felt like if I would have really gave that last extra effort, they would have been carrying me out in an ambulance, and I wasn't going out like that. So I let her win.
That sounds good.
I
let her win. I was so tired. I was just like, I just quit.
No, but the thing is, I didn't quit.
I'm tired.
I didn't quit. I didn't quit. I was still throwing punches. I was still throwing down. Mm-hmm. But I knew that if I exerted myself, I was going to the hospital. Oh. And I wasn't going to spend $350 that I won in a fight on an ambulance.
They were like, yeah.
So I was just like, nah.
That 150 before we even pick you up. You already know what. 350. No, was it worth it?
Yes.
Was it worth it? No.
No.
Wait till we hit you with this bill. We're gonna catch up to you.
No, seriously.
The last time I was in a boxing ring, actually boxing, was in 2001. I actually won.
You won?
That's my little. The thing is like the thing is like back then, like the thing is I can't fight, but I do have a strong grip, and sometimes my punches can catch you off guard. Yeah. And I was facing someone who didn't know that, and like I just caught him with a good lefty, and he stumbled and fell, and I'm like, yeah, heck yeah.
So they were telling me to knock her out. They were like, knock her the fuck out. Knock her out. We want to see a real fight. Get what? You got this. Like, they was really hyping me up. They really was. They really, really was. And it turned out to be the most entertaining fight of the night. So, and then I had fans that had came out, you know, from my Instagram, which is at Cali _confidential Instagram. That's my Instagram. They came out and they were like, I follow you on Instagram. Whoop her ass. Whoop her. I'm like, damn, I hope nobody betted money on me. Just like this guy came in and he was like getting ready to sit down with his chick or whatever, and he looked at me and he said, you gonna win. They were so confident, I almost felt bad for losing.
I got $50 on this. Don't make me a fool tonight.
Damn.
I didn't bet my mortgage.
It's all good. Next time. I feel sorry for the person they put me in the ring with next time. I will say that. So,
how'd you get through that? Was that through James or Gianna?
Cornelius.
Okay.
So what happened was
Wow, but she just said a name.
He's gotta be having names.
The thing is, I know who she's talking about.
Sorry.
I know who she's talking about.
No, I don't think so. It's just the name Cornelius.
No.
It's such a name, right?
No,
I'm Cornelius.
No, the thing,
you know what? I've never met a white Cornelius.
The thing is
white?
like
what?
Hold up.
What? I've never met a white Cornelius.
I thought you were talking about AD.
No.
See?
Because that's his.
Cornelius is a cute name.
Cornelius.
No, okay. So what happened was,
I think that's AD's real name.
What happened was, I went to the Damon Games Amateur Pro Contest thingamajig, and then while I was there, he asked me if I wanted to fight, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll fight, because I had a couple of girlfriends that are in the industry that have fought before, and I was already interested from watching them fight. I was like, oh, that's dope. That's something I would want to do. So when he asked me, I was just like, yeah, of course, I'd love to, even though he set me up. But it's okay. So I went, I fought, I loved it. And now it's funny because I have people like sending me female fights and promotion for fights, and I'm like, check this out, dog. Like, I'm not trying to mess up this pretty face. Like, I'm not trying to be limping and
Did you see the picture of the girl who was in a fight a few days ago, and it looked like she had a chicken thigh on her face? Ooh. And then someone, and the thing is, someone they made it.
Girls not playing. They
made it to a meme.
It's $350.
Look, I'm not trying to become a meme for getting knocked the fuck out.
So the meme said, someone's dad is mad because she stole their big piece of chicken.
Wow.
I would be mad too. I need my protein.
No, it was just like it was a big old knot on her face.
Oh.
And someone said the knot was a piece of chicken there.
So they replaced it with a piece of chicken and made it a meme. I hate the internet. I really hate the internet. They're so crazy. Sorry, I can't answer questions right now.
Oh, you can ask questions?
Oh.
And,
Okay, well, if you guys have questions, if you're watching, nobody's watching anymore.
so,
What's this one?
What's the topic of
What's the topic?
so
What is the topic of discussion?
I'm going to this wedding, man.
I'm sorry.
And I mean, I'm happy my friends are joining the lifelong unit celebration of their love. It's great.
Okay.
But, like,
I mean,
I want a leg press. I'm out like $500.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this.
Because I want to be friends.
I mean, as long as
I've never been to Atlanta. You know, I never had any desire to go to Georgia or Atlanta.
Georgia's beautiful. You'll love
Oh,
the
I
food.
heard it's pretty.
You'll love the food.
Oh,
Wait, I
you-
forgot.
What? Because I don't eat pork? Or wait, why would I love the
Because
food?
you're a fucking fitness junkie.
Oh. See.
that's
That's
a misconception.
my personal...
But that's
My
what I'm
personal
saying.
Instagram is called Just Genetics Chris because I eat like horrible food and I still maintain a really good body. So, I mean,
Take this
it's
and put
all
it in your
about
back pocket
strategic.
and take it with you.
It's
'Cause
strategic eating. It's eating like if I eat the garbage, I eat it around like when I'm going to be using the garbage.
I mean, you would think that I would weigh like 400 plus pounds with
Oh,
some
he eats honey buns all day.
Yeah,
Bruh.
yeah,
It's a man thing. It's a man thing.
It's a
I
man
noticed
thing
when
to
I
a certain
hit a
age.
certain, I'm not gonna say how old I am, but when I hit a certain age, I start getting rounder in certain areas. Like, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, why? No. Like, damn, am I not active enough? I walk like every day. Like,
It's not enough
it's
anymore.
not enough.
Can't eat a bunch of burritos and be like,
What? 3 burritos 3 times a day and a walk is supposed to be a good diet.
yeah. Well, I know, like my mom, like before she had me, she was a popsicle.
What does that mean?
She was
Straight
really,
up and down.
she was really skinny.
Straight up.
I mean skinny.
Or a stick. It's like
Yeah, stick. I had that for a popsicle.
She was a stick.
You know the icy popsicle?
Yeah, because when I think popsicle, I
Some of them are shapely. Some of them are shapely. You don't want to refer to
Yeah,
it.
your mom is a popsicle.
Because I have
She's
a popsicle on a hot day. It's very refreshing.
Yeah.
So,
Man, your mama like a popsicle? What? Excuse me? What you
you want to
say?
say that again?
She was really skinny, and so she didn't start getting heavier until like she was in her 50s. So I guess that's where I got that from, just a little bit.
Yeah, some people are just, it's in their genetics, like he said.
Yeah, I'm thin.
It just
I'm
is.
actually thin usually.
You know, my
Well, now-
people are short and stubby, so it's to be expected. Like,
I'm losing height, so
well, I'm not gonna grow anymore for sure.
I've shrunk 3 inches. Yeah, shrunk 3 inches.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'll ever
You
shrink.
shrunk 3 inches?
How do you
I was
shrink?
5'7", now I'm 5'4".
Damn.
You're 5'4"?
How is
You
that
ain't no
possible?
5'4".
Did somebody cut some of your knees off of you?
No,
I had neck surgery. I had neck surgery.
They
and
took some of your. Oh
Yeah.
my
so
god.
they stole my height.
Yeah, me and
they
Rob
took some of
been
your
through.
vertebrae out of there.
How many surgeries you been in? Yeah, since we
Since I've been,
first lived in? Yeah, since lived in California. Like,
I've had 7.
yeah.
I've had 8 total. Was 7?
I remember there was one I had to replace the packing and clean it like every day.
That was my bad. See, my like y'all know, Chris is also a nurse.
I'm not a nurse.
Was
I
like-
was like a psych tech for a few years in a psych floor in Indiana.
So he had that little background. So when I had surgery, I had this man like change my bandages because I didn't want to go.
Yeah, no, that's something hard to do on your own.
Well, I could.
Oh, it was like in the center.
It was just my back.
Yeah.
It was either I had to go to the emergency room and wait there for hours and have them do it, or find Chris and say between when he's training. when he was at another location and not
down the street actually,
and not CC Fitness over here in North Hollywood, California.
Come on by for a free assessment.
ccfitnessla.com. Anyway, before he came to this location, I used to go over there and have him do it in between
clients. Yeah, you would never imagine how much packing can fit into a cavity in someone's back.
I had to do that on my
And then how much you had to pull it out. Ooh, what?
Yeah, I had surgery on my. Okay, so what happened was I had my nipples pierced. Sexy, cute, fun, yay. Year and a half later, they still not healed. I guess because I have such a sensitive body, the jewelry that they put inside of my nipples weren't full sterling silver, and so they were rejecting now only on one side though. And then it got infected because I was dancing at the time, and I would stick dollar bills in my bra, and then I was dancing on the pole one night, came down, hit the nipple on it, and yeah, so there was just a lot going on with the nipple, right? So then next thing you know, it's like hard in one spot to the point where it's like hard, and then like it's leaking and stuff like that. So I took it out, took them both out. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not going to deal with this. You know what I mean? It gets worse. I go to the hospital. They basically released me, told me that I had to get an ultrasound, and they were trying to charge me like crazy amount of money to get the ultrasound. So I go home, go get a second opinion, go to the emergency room at another hospital. They admit me into the hospital and told me that I could have died because it was so severe that the infection could have gotten to my bloodstream, and then it would have went straight to my heart. So they immediately admitted me into the hospital, put me on an IV to start flushing me out the infection. I had to be in the hospital for 4 days, and they performed minor surgery on me. They cut me open, drained it, and then I had to pack it and stuff it and all that. So I actually still have the scar. It's not as bad. And I think if I ever want to get like breast implants or something like that, they might have to go back in through the scar. So yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it just.
Yeah, I caught myself.
I couldn't work for a while. Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
Yeah. They were so cute and sexy too. My little.
We were just talking about how dirty money is.
Is your other one still?
No, I took them out. I took it out. When this one started messing up, I got scared that the other one would reject, and so I just took it out. But I never had any problems with this one. It was just this side. Okay. So, yeah.
Fuck.
Shit happens.
Yeah, just
the boobie.
now because like honestly, I understand that breast nipples. So what's the word I'm looking for?
Which I don't know what you're looking for. Breast tissue?
Nipple piercings.
Nipple piercings.
Like I understand like if people say it's like more, you get more sexual like sensitive out of whatever sensation for sex purposes.
Yeah.
But like I don't feel I don't see the sexiness of looking at it.
I do. It's sexy.
I mean, like I keep looking at an actual titty, but like.
But
so just imagine some bedazzle popping off up in there.
Yeah,
and
like a titty with an outfit.
And it's like decorated.
Yeah,
and the thing is
like Christmas
titty
every
with a
day.
necklace.
It's like titties on Christmas Day every day.
It's titty earrings.
But like,
I love it.
But like with me, it's like since I've been around the industry for so long as a male too, and like I'm so desensitized from looking at a naked person.
Yeah.
Because like unless I'm about to have relations with that person, it's like
I still think it's pretty to look at.
I love it. It's sexy to me.
Someone's naked. Okay.
And then also it did make my nipples more sensitive. So when I first got them done, I'd be like outside and it get cold, they get hard, it would hurt, but then it would feel good. My shirt would like so I was just walking around wet all the time, and I'm like, why is my pussy so wet? Oh yeah, it's the nipple rings. Forgot. My shirt would like brush up against them very slightly, and that would feel good. You know what I mean?
Y'all can't see her face, but her expression over here is so hilarious.
Oh my god!
So passionate, right? And people are always like, "So are you gonna get your nipples pierced?" And I'm like, nah. I thought about getting my clip pierced, but I was like, nah.
You don't want it?
No. I used to have the snake eyes.
Oh,
And so I'm an alternative model, so I love piercings and tattoos and all that good stuff.
How many tattoos do you have? I think we discussed that before.
Really? Too many to count. My whole back is tattooed. I'd say about 17 tattoos.
Okay.
Maybe 15.
That makes sense for you're going out for the magazine thing.
Yeah. I do want more. I really want to get a sleeve. And to fill my back up. But I think I'm going to hold off on it for a little bit. But eventually, yeah, I'm definitely going to do some more tattoos.
See, I know I want at least one more. I already know what I want. I have 4 now, and I got a brand. And so I know I want one more on my left leg, and then I'll be done. I think, Chris, you have, 5?
4.
4?
No.
I know how many.
Yeah, 4. I want probably a half sleeve here. Yeah. Probably something on my back.
So I'm thinking I might get my whole right side done.
Okay.
I found this really dope artist in Florida. He's amazing, and he does these like African princess queen type tattoos, and I just saw one that he did on this girl's leg, and it's amazing. It's like, wow, yeah, that's something that I probably want to get. But I mean, it's the tattoos. It's like either you have to go full on, into it or not, and it's like I think that has been an issue for me with bookings and stuff like that, because I have this young angelic look, but then I have all these tattoos, and so it's like I'm in that weird stage in my career where it's like you're not a teeny bopper, but you're not a MILF either, and that kind of like makes it hard for some people to decipher what kind of roles they want to put me in and stuff like that.
And you're not super, super, super tatted, like your arms or anything like that. I noticed.
No, my whole back is tattooed.
Yeah,
my back is tattooed. So I try to keep it to a minimum, to the point where it can either be covered by makeup if it's that necessary. Like if somebody really wants to book you and work with you, they'll go through great lengths to make sure that, they get the image that they want. Tattoos in 2018 can be covered up with makeup, airbrush, all those things. So for someone to say, oh, we don't want to shoot you because of your tattoos, that's bullshit. You don't want to shoot me because you're lazy and you don't see the value, which is fine, but that's your mistake, not mine.
Your mistake.
Don't wait for me to blow up to be like, oh, we want to work with you.
And they can't even use that as a real excuse, because there are some, I'm a teenager, quote unquote, doing it with my mother or whatever, and those girls who are the teenagers are fully tatted or whatever. Yeah. So it's not. I think that my mindset is a little different from a lot of the girls that enter into the industry for the first time. They're just kind of like there for the money or there for the fame. I'm not there for either. I want longevity. I want productivity. I want, other things that come with the industry that will provide financial wealth for myself and my family. Not just, I want to be the biggest porn star that I can be. Like, that's not what I'm about. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the industry. I love performing. I love doing all those things. It's something that I'm extremely passionate about. But, yeah. I keep leaning forward, seeing where the time is at, just to make sure that we don't go over a certain amount.
I think we got about 10 more minutes.
We got less than that.
Okay. You got any questions for me?
So how long have you actually been in the industry and stuff like that?
I shot my first scene in 2016 with Kink.com. So 2 years. About 2 to 3 years.
You're even younger than I thought you were around in this.
I've only shot 5 scenes total, professionally. I mean.
Does that include Surrender?
Yes, that includes the Ultimate Surrender. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and
I actually look for it.
I actually got the cover of Emerald Triangle Girls.
But that's what is Surrender?
No, I think I know.
He knows what the Ultimate Surrender is.
Ultimate Surrender is.
You've seen some of it with the Kink Factory.
Aren't they like wrestling?
They wrestle, and then they have sex with the loser.
It's like forced orgasms.
Not really in my thing, so.
See,
I've seen it in the.
The thing is, I think I told this to Cali before too. When Actually, when I first met her, this is an hour into our meeting, that I told her I only watch girl. So
I do too.
So like, cause I like, no offense to all the dudes I'm cool with in the industry, but I don't want to see another man's penis.
I mean, most men don't want to see another man's penis.
That's the truth.
I see enough penises in my real life that I don't want to see another man's penis on film. I'm like, shit, I've been having dicks thrown at me for my whole life. Like,
you're like, my view and pleasure.
Like, whoa, slow down with the dicks, please.
Like with me, it's like, you know, there's some people I've seen in the industry that I'm more well endowed in, and there's others that I say like, I can't do that for you.
That's okay.
But
I feel the same way about some of the scenes that I see when I'm seeing certain stuff. I'm like, I just can't do that for you. I'm sorry.
I can stick my whole fist in.
Oh God.
Yeah, you're not. Good luck. Look, good luck. Trying to get. You can try and get your fingernail in my asshole, but you ain't getting no fist up in there.
I was talking about the other side, but I don't like anal. I don't like looking. I don't find that.
I like anal plugs.
Like, I don't.
Not,
no comment.
Oh, he gets down with the get down. He's getting down with the get down. He's lubing it up.
I've just never been a fan of like from looking at it.
No, I don't frown upon anal. I feel like eventually, if done with the right person, I may be able to become consistent with liking it. However,
it can be a magical experience.
It can be a magical experience if done correctly. If done wrong, you end up in the hospital or shitty or bleeding, and I don't like those options. So I'd rather just not, because what happens is, with me, you know, guys are already overly excited. They're like, "Ooh, I'm finna get this pussy," right? So then they get the pussy, and they're like, "Damn, pussy was amazing. It's great. I wonder what that asshole feels like now." Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's cool, but
no. I was watching.
That's cool, but
I was watching this. I was watching porno, and I'm not gonna say who it was, but they had like, it was all girls, and they had a point where they went in and did, and it was like they both was wearing straps. It was two. You know, it was an orgy type thing. So the two girls are wearing straps going into one girl, and the thing is, one person came out. This is in a porno, mind you, and you can see the little brown.
Oh, they had a little.
And it's like, ew.
Somebody should have prepped a little bit better.
Yeah, that's my thing too. Oh, so like I did anal with kink. I don't mind anal with toys, because then I can select the size. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say, oh no, that's too big. Oh, I can handle that. Okay, yeah, let's use this one. So that's fine. Like, I don't mind doing. I did anal with kink.com and I loved it. You know what I mean? But it is getting around to actually doing it with the performer and having that performer know my limitations and say, okay, this doesn't feel good to her, but let's, you know what I mean? Or being able to stop and say, okay, let's try a different angle, or let's do this, or let's try, you know what I mean? That's a lot to have to deal with on production.
You know, it's even
that's
like,
true.
I think it's even worse.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's even worse.
Niggas gonna go soft with me trying to figure it all out. Yeah.
It's like,
and I'm like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, if they don't stop, or people are not like mindful of that, then that's going to be a problem for me. Now, I don't want to be that performer that's difficult on set because I agreed to do something that I'm not exactly comfortable with or experienced outside of my personal life, and now I'm sitting on camera looking like I'm being thrashed and in pain and dying.
And next year on efuck.com, and then like someone's making fun of you, like, sad anal blooper.
I'm mad you know where that website exists.
I told you he's an anal guy.
It's all, no, it's okay. It's basically
don't
like
try
those.
and change it now.
No, I am. I'm not even lying.
Thank you.
I mean, like,
the first step is admitting you have a problem.
Like,
it's not a problem.
He like
I'm not like one of those guys that like.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
no, because like he likes to watch. You know, I like to watch the sex machines. Yeah. So
I want a sex machine. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Maybe with a sex machine, I might be able to practice anal, and then I'd be prepared to do it. Because the sex machine has different, it could go really slowly. I can walk away from it. Just saying. Like, whoa, this is too much. Okay.
But the sex machine can't grip you, but
yeah.
or that extra hand that hold a vibe.
But like she said, it has settings. It's not like I smoked 3 blunts and I had like a fifth before I came.
And a Red Bull.
Yeah, and a Red Bull. I'm ready.
Okay.
No, we're here. We gotta wrap up soon.
We're at 40 minutes, so let's go ahead. 40.
Oh, we got 40 minutes.
No.
Yeah,
we should wrap it up a little bit.
Okay.
So, first of all, thank you for coming out. Thank you for being on our first one, our tester episode. And we really appreciate you, sitting down with us because we had no topic in mind.
Appreciate it.
We just know we were starting this, and we actually just got our fan art back today. And I just
gonna warn you. Every time you're talking to me, you're probably gonna end up talking about anal.
That's funny.
That's funny.
He's like, I don't do it. In my personal life, I don't really.
But I can teach you how to do it in yours.
I'm going to talk about it. We can talk about it all day.
So again, tell them where they can find you. Spell your name correctly for them so they don't get confused.
Okay, it's spelled just how it sounds. Cali Confidential, CaliConfidential. Confidential. You can find me on Instagram at Cali_confidential_ on Twitter as what's my Twitter handle?
Miss Cali.
Miss Cali Baby on Twitter. And then if you're interested in checking out some of my work, you can go to caliconfidential.ismygirl.com, which is where I have most of my content. You can also check out my personal website where you can send me gifts and tips and book me and stuff like that at caliconfidential.com. That's caliconfidential.com. caliconfidential.ismygirl.com.
Actually, no. Your Twitter is KAILIKAMEIKO.
Cali Kamiko? Cali Kamiko. My Twitter is Cali Kamiko, and that is not spelled how it sounds. It is spelled K-I-L-I. Kamiko.
K-A-I.
Yeah, Kamiko. Just look it up.
K-A-L-I-K-A-M-E-I-K-O.
I am mad I have to hold my phone up so you can read off how your computer is spelled.
She's like, how you spell it? It sounded cool when I put it up. No. I'm Chris. You can find me at Just Genetics Chris. That's my personal one. It's got comedy and pictures.
There's underscores too.
Oh yeah, it's got some underscores after Just and Genetics, and then after Chris. And then you can also find me at CC Fitness LA. I'm here in North Hollywood, training people, transforming bodies.
Yay.
I want to put all of this in the description below as well. I'm Rawstarr, 2 R's, RAWSTARR. If you want to contact us directly, we're at Burbank Misfits on Twitter, the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, and we have our own fan page on Facebook. So please contact us, hit us up. If you have any questions you want to have for our upcoming guests, which consists of Alex Moore, Jackie Knight. We have an actor coming on named Moore's Black Man. We have yeah. Saying the brother real name.
Never mind.
And we have one other person who said they want to be on too. So we have a few people that can't think of her name right now. So if you have any questions or anybody you want to see on that's in the industry, please just message us and we'll try to get them on here. And I'm kind of mad that I can't think of the person's name who said they would love to be on the show. So
damn, bro.
Yeah, there's another porn girl who was the first person who said she wanted to be on it. So
that sucks.
We'll
remember who you are.
I like being the first.
Hey.
And the last.
Hey, there you go.
And the in-between.
Hey.
But okay.
All right.
Everything.
Later, everyone.
Bye.